like to fill out my morning worksheet. And I'm going to put that up here. It looks, for those of you that have this, I've done a little bit of work to it. I've added a couple things to it. And if you'd like a new copy, just send me an email to stephanie@thestockwhisperer.com, and I'd be happy to send you the Excel spreadsheet. So the first thing I do in the morning is I look up the major levels on the major indexes. So we'll start with the Dow, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to look at the next resistance level, and I'm going to use the futures as a guide. And right now the Dow futures are up 88 handles, so I'm going to put 16,500 resistance. And I'm going to put 16,400 support. Now let's put up the chart so you can see. Okay, here's the 500 resistance, and here's the support. And the next thing I look to do and see if there's any moving averages that are close. And there really are. The 8, which I love, that's at 16,425. So I'm going to put that in. And we have the 20 SMA, which is pretty close to that, at 16,411. I do this because if you're trading a Dow stock like Verizon today, which is going to be very active, you really want to know the levels of resistance and support on the Dow. Because if Verizon is breaking that 49 level and the Dow has broken through 16,500 no resistance, that's a high probability trade on the long side. So next, let's look at the composite, because if you're trading a NASDAQ stock, you really want to know your levels. And I'm going to put up the chart. We closed at 41.97, and it looks like the futures are up right now. I'm going to put that at support, 4,200. And you could change these when they get broken during the day. We're definitely up, 21. So let's look at the next level of resistance is 42.20, and you can clearly see this. It's amazing, isn't it? How, the indexes, the stocks, the ETFs, they all trade exactly on these levels that the computer gives us because we're trading against computers. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So 42.20. Now next let's look to see where the moving averages are. And here the 8 is right at this 41.80 level. And next we're going to move to the S&P 500. And the futures are indicating an up opening on that. So let's look at where it closed, 1838. Now 1837 is a major level of support. So I'm going to put 1837 right here, and then resistance is 1840 and 50. So I'm going to put the 50. Those are two levels, and I'm going to show you why. So here's the 1840, and then the next major level is 1850. Now if we open up above that 1840, that's going to be support. That area, 1840, 1837. If it were to break down, then we're going to look at 1820. That really is the next major level down, and it has some really nice moving averages there. You're watching that level. Now you can also fill out the Qs if you like to trade that, and the levels. So 88.75 clearly is resistance. And support is, these are the major levels, by the way, 87.50. But if we zoom in, you're going to see 88.50 first, right? And then 88.75. So I'm going to put that in. All right. And then support, 88. clearly is a major level of support. So if we were to start to come down, you expect a bounce at 88. Okay, then you can also fill in the SPY. I really like the SPY levels as well because we see the prints on that. You can look at the levels on the S&P 500, but there's no prints. The prints are right here on the SPY. And 185 we are headed for, and that is resistance. So we'll put that here. And then support is 184. Let's just see. And there's 184.50 as well. So we can put 184 and then 0.50. And the 8 is right here at 184. I'm going to put that in. Now you don't have to fill in this whole sheet. You know, what I do with this is I fill out what is hot for the day. So if I'm going to be trading bank stocks, if I'm looking at RF and I'm okay, it had earnings, I want to trade it, then I'm going to fill out the XLF. And 22 we know already is support. Let's punch that back up again. And let's just zoom out. Okay, so the $12.50 increments are amazing on XLF. Now you start to memorize these levels and you get to know them. But until, I would like you to write them down. You don't have to trust your memory. So 22 point, let's just say 13, is resistance. So if you're in RF long and it's hitting resistance the same time the XLF is, well, guess what? It's time to get out of your position. Take the profit. Goldman Sachs, I have here because he is the big guy. And he'll lead the financial sector. So even if you don't trade it, it's good to know the levels on it. Right now, Goldman's not doing too well. Earnings did not come in as expected. 174 is support. Resistance. Goldman Sachs trades really well on these $2 increments. It has a lot of increments, but the $2 are big. And then when I zoom in, now you can see 175. I'm going to zoom out for a second too. These are the strongest increments, the $5, 180, 175. So 175 resistance. And last but not least, the bear ETF of the financials. I like to know the levels if I'm going to be trading them. And you can see the $1.25s are really, really strong. So 21.25 is resistance. And I'm going to put that in. And then I'm going to zoom in and find, okay, we also have 21. That's the first level, right? And then 21.25. So I'm going to put 21 in right before it, slash. And then support, 2050. And let's see, 2080 actually. There we go. See how I found that? The 20-cent increments. So I'm going to put 2080. Okay, now the next thing I have on my sheet is silver. I have oil and I have gold. I like to trade commodities, so I do fill out and know my levels. Right now, today, I am watching silver. It's getting hit this morning, and I'm going to be clearly watching the 19 level. It's a major level. Now, we saw a big print the other day at 1925, so if this stock starts to move and break down through the 19, I'm going to be shorting silver later on today. So we're going to clearly watch that. So silver 19. $18.80 is the next. I'm going to put kind of a support and resistance right now, but I'm going to put in 18.80. Now ZSL is the bear ETF. So if you have an IRA account and you cannot short stocks in it, you can buy ZSL and take it long, and that's the same thing as shorting it. But I'm going to warn you, this is not a high volume stock, and I really only like to trade stocks that are at least 1 million shares of volume on a daily basis. But it's definitely something to watch for the levels, because it does trade. Look at this, went right down to the 90 moving average and bounced right off of it. So it does trade really well, and I'd be watching the 88 resistance. So use it as a guide. There are much better ETFs that you can use. All right, 88. Okay, so that's just a little glimpse into how to fill out my morning worksheet.